Hey guys, how's it going? It's Chris here and welcome to In My Opinion. Now, no, today we're not going to be talking about fat police officers, we're going to be talking about dogs going to restaurants. We already covered those things, but instead we're going to be going over the amount of space wasted in America due to golf courses and cemeteries. Okay? Golf courses are massive. However, if you think about it, America is also massive. So you think that they would kind of balance each other out. There's not like an egregious amount of golf courses. The amount of space does add up if you think about it. The same thing when it goes to cemeteries. Obviously, those two are on a completely different scale, so let's go ahead and talk about cemeteries real quickly. When you think about cemeteries, the amount of space wasted for them, I've done a little bit of research, a small amount, just to get some basic numbers. Now, don't take everything I say with complete and total accuracy, just as a general guideline of understanding of how much that space is. I think it's about 3% of America's space is urban, about 11% of space is like crops and, growing and fields for such things. So 1% of the 3% is cemeteries. Now that doesn't sound like a lot, but when you go through a small town, when you go through anything like that and you see a cemetery, they take up a fair amount of space. They take up enough space for a building or some trees to be planted. People are afraid of like deforestation and humanity just like building way too much and just taking over the entire earth with buildings, complexes, and half these buildings like don't even get used, which is the whole other thing about the homeless population. Why not, fix up some of these abandoned buildings for homeless people to at least occupy, while they're homeless, give them an essential community home to live in. But there's other problems with that, with people's lives clashing and stuff and ownership and everything. But anyways, that's a different topic. The amount of space wasted with these cemeteries is a small fraction of an amount, but still significant in my opinion. We should make a standard practice for cremation because, one, people honestly would save a lot of money if we made that the default setting. Instead of it being a higher tier reward of death to have your body cremated and put like a little urn for your family to keep or whatever have you, just make that the default and just make it as expensive as standard burial. People, oh man, they're dead. I lost my mom. I lost my dad, my grandmother, my uncle. I lost somebody very important to me. Why now we have to suffer financially to just put them in the ground? When I could just bury them in the backyard myself, for one. I can't, cremate somebody, but you have to pay for the coffin, you have to pay for the service, you have to pay for somebody to, like, doctor up the body, make it look all nice, just like, oh, he looks so beautiful, open casket, garbage, just fuck that, dude. No, we're just get my body, throw it in a cremation chamber, give me a little urn, and even that takes up space. I think we should move past that. We should make cremation the default, and then the next expensive tier, we should make that the whole, like, your body becomes a tree. I think when everyone dies, their body should be put in those little pods. You can look it up, it's really cool. I don't know all the nuances about it, but it's like this little, like, pod your body gets placed in, and your decomposing body is used as fuel to grow a tree. We need more trees in this planet, guys. There's a lot of trees, but there's also a lot of trees getting absolutely annihilated for the demand of paper. So we need to, instead of having cemeteries, just imagine cemeteries a field of flowers, or imagine cemeteries be a field of trees. Refill that negative space. We don't need it. We don't need a collective ground for human bodies, stone, and wooden caskets. It's just a waste. And then, not to mention, you have like the tier of, how expensive of a coffin do you want? Do you want like an old, like, 18th century just wooden flap over a little box that, the worksmith down the road put together in 12 minutes? Or do you want to have like this fancy felt, awesome, just lining with a pillow inside and some little chocolates that like you're in a hotel room for the rest of your life? The fuck that. That's such a waste of resources, and that's a waste of space. They're huge. A human body is huge, and you can't compact graveyards that much, You can only get them so close, and it's just, no matter what, 20 people is taking up a lot of space. 20 people in a small area, that's a lot of space taken up. That's a post office we could be using right there, or something like that. I don't know, I'm just saying. When you think about it, it's a waste of space, it's a waste of time, it's a waste of money. Unfortunately, that means some businesses would suffer, like obviously casket businesses would suffer, they wouldn't exist anymore, but why do we need it? Why do we need body artists? We don't need that crap. Who cares? You're dead. Like, when I'm dead, fucking eat me, burn me, cook me, throw me in the ocean. I don't care, as long as you still care about who I was. That's just my shell. It's a shell of who that person was. We don't need it. You don't need it. Instead of using those spaces as like a field of stone and bodies, we could actually have that be a field where we could be growing more crops, or just having trees come back, just put trees back into the world and have some more like birds and animals, and just repopulate that kind of thing, because we need that. We're at the point in time where we need that. And then next, obviously, we're moving on to the golf courses And I remember George Carlin, he's a comedian, he's an old comedian, he did a little bit based on this, and where his numbers weren't entirely right, he wasn't entirely wrong. In his George Carlin, in his stand-up, he talked about, I have it right here, Carlin says American golf courses use up a total area larger than 2 Rhode Islands plus Delaware, and which is a little bit absurd, but he's not that far off. According to Golf Course Superintendents of America, there are 2,244,512 acres of golf courses in the United States. That's the equivalent of 3,507 square miles, which is a lot. If you have 2 Rhode Islands and 2 Delawares, it would add up to 4,030 square miles. So he was off, but really not that much. So if you think about it, 2 Rhode Islands and Delaware is just space for a bunch of old people and a bunch of rich people to just hit a ball across the field. Golf to me is like the worst, dumbest sport ever. Just keep it to mini golf, man. Keep it to mini golf, and just they don't need that much space. Like what a waste. The sport is boring. The people are assholes, and the entire thing is just like go play some golf. Get off my field. I gotta piss into my golf club disguised. And I gotta piss in my urinal disguised as a golf club because that's a fucking thing. Look it up. As seen on TV, that's a thing. We don't need golf courses, man. Golf is the dumbest sport ever. It takes up so much space. If you think we could do a lot with the amount of cemeteries being replaced, imagine what we could do with the acres of golf courses. That's like 1 billion Walmarts. We don't need that many more Walmarts. I'm just saying, that's a lot of space we could absolutely utilize and take advantage of. Mini golf is fine. I suck at it, but mini golf is totally acceptable. But regular golf, sure. It's impressive. I will give them that. It is absolutely impressive that they can hit that ball in such a position, in such a way that they could do that with that much accuracy and power. I will give it to them. I'm not saying golf takes no skill. I'm saying it's boring as all hell to watch. Anyways, guys, that, in my opinion, douche out cemeteries. We need an alternative to that because it's a waste of space and completely douche over golf courses. Alright, guys, well, that's it for this video. Let me know what you think in the comments below. If you enjoyed, leave a like. If you didn't enjoy it, well, let me know. Tell me in the comments below why you don't enjoy the video. If you think I'm a complete asshole, whatever. If that's the case, it's your opinion. Just like this is mine. I will see you guys in the next video. Later.